Hello everyone, welcome back to another airport update, this time for the month of February of 2021. And like always, your guys' subscriber routes submitted in the last month's airport update will be featured in this month's airport update. And if you guys want to submit a route to be in the next airport update for March, click the link down below in the description and you fill out the form and you'll most likely be featured in next month's update. So nothing really new for this update. It's at the end of the month. I didn't even realize the 28th tomorrow, which probably will be the day this is uploaded, is the last day of the month because it's obviously such a short month. But the only thing different for this update is just the runways are just rearranged, so the takeoffs and landings are in different directions than they usually are, just to switch things up. But other than that, I mean, there's nothing really new models or anything, so let's get started with the airport update. So first off, it's kind of hard to see here just because of the lighting. But this is a JetBlue Airbus A320 lifting off the runway for Tampa, Florida, which is a requested route by Horizon Aviation. So you'll notice that the snow is still on my airport, obviously because it's February, and I'll probably keep this on until like March or April, depending on what the weather's like. Outside right now, it's actually not snowy whatsoever, but I'll still keep it on, obviously. But next up is a Southwest 737-800 crossing runway 21 right, and is headed to the gate after it just arrived from Baltimore Thurgood International Airport, which is Aviation 18's airport. Then next up is an American 737-800 in the One World livery, just landed from California International Airport, which is Aviation 2020's airport. Then next, a Frontier Airbus A321 is crossing the end of runway 34 left and on its way to depart for Denver International Airport. Then behind that is a United ERJ-175, just left its gate at Terminal A and is departing for MK International Airport in Louisville, Kentucky, which is MK Aviation's airport. Then a Delta ERJ-170 also left its gate at Terminal A and is taxiing for New York LaGuardia. Then an American A319 in the Allegheny livery is taxiing for departure to Illinois Gateway International Airport in Chicago, which is AS Aviation's airport. Then at Terminal A, we have two Uniteds right here. The first one, a 757-300, is getting refueled for the flight to San Francisco. Then in front of that, a 737-900 in the Eco Skies, with bags pulling up to the gate, which will be departing for Chicago O'Hare. Then at the end of the terminal is a JetBlue ERJ-190, is boarding passengers for the requested destination of Boston Logan International Airport. Here is an Alaska 737-900 getting all bags unloaded from Seattle. Now onto the Delta gates. First is a Delta Airbus A319 getting catered for Salt Lake City, Utah. Then the newest addition, a Delta Airbus A220-300 is pushing back for LAX. Then here's a Delta MD-90 on its way to the terminal, and this just came in from Minneapolis. Now to the American Airlines terminal. First at the end of the terminal here is an American A320 about to get bags loaded for St. Louis, Missouri. Then next is an American A321 boarding all passengers for Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Then all the way at the end there is an A319 with sharklets getting bags unloaded from New Orleans. Then a CRJ-200 is about to depart for State College, PA. Then another CRJ-200 is pulling into the commuter terminal from Indianapolis. Then to the other side of the terminal here, first is an A321neo, is about to push back for San Juan, Puerto Rico. Then behind that is an A319 getting refueled after the flight from Boston and will eventually depart for Montreal, Canada. Then an A321 in the US Airways is getting all bags loaded for Denver. Then next to that is an ERJ-170 boarding all passengers for Charleston, South Carolina. Then last at the American terminal is an A330-200, taxiing past the terminal of course, and this is departing for Charlotte, and this is requested by @clt.airspace on Instagram. Okay, for this next part, you're going to have to excuse my voice because my camera died right after this shot, so I didn't film the second half of this airport update until literally the next day. Actually, right once I woke up, I went downstairs to the airport and filmed it. So my voice is pretty scratchy at first. I think after a while it probably improves, but just ignore that. Just forget about that. So back to the video. Now to the international terminal is a Delta 767-300ER boarding all passengers for Amsterdam. Then beside that is a Virgin Atlantic Airbus A340-600 is getting catered for the return flight to London Heathrow. Then to the American side of the international terminal, first up is an American 777-300ER. We'll actually be heading out to Dallas Fort Worth, and this is a requested route by Air. Then an Airbus A330-300 is getting catered for the flight to Milan, Italy. Then taxiing to the international terminal is an Air France Airbus A350-900, just arriving to the terminal, of course, from Paris Charles de Gaulle. Then next here is an American 777-200 in the One World, just returned from Great Lakes International Airport, and this is a requested route, of course. So I'm not really going to include the Boeing 777 problem right now because it only applies to 777s with Pratt & Whitney engines. Of course, I'm sure that most of you have seen the United 777 engine failure, and there's also just one in Russia the other day. But I'm not sure if American has these exact same engines because they were only to a specific engine type, like I said, the Pratt & Whitney one. So for the sake of it, I'm just going to include the 777s in it still because American didn't ground their 777s. Then a Qatar Airbus A350-900 is boarding all passengers for Doha. Then a British Airways 787-1000 just arrived from London Heathrow and is taxiing to the gate. Then an American 787-9 is about to get cargo and bags loaded for Madrid, and as you can see, there's the bag trucks or whatever here, and then the cargo thing over there. Then an Emirates Airbus A380 is pulling into the gate from Dubai, of course. Then to the Southwest terminal, first is a 737-700 getting refueled for the flight to Nashville. Then next to that is another 737-700, this time in the New Mexico 1 livery, is boarding all passengers for Dallas Love Field. Then our final aircraft is an American 767-300ER, taxiing out of maintenance and will head to Terminal 3, which is the international terminal, and go on a flight somewhere. So that wraps up this airport update for February of 2021. It probably will be uploaded beginning of March because my camera battery died halfway through the video and now I'm recording this the next day. But anyways, like always, if you want to submit a subscriber route, feel free to click the link in the description, fill out the form, and then you will most likely be featured in the next month's update if the route makes sense. Like, I'll have people, I don't know who it is, but they'll request things like JFK to Dallas or Atlanta to Paris that does not involve Pittsburgh at all, because that's what this airport is. And the one time I ended up making it a diversion from, I think, Dallas to Paris or something like that, but sometimes it'll be like Dallas to LAX, where it doesn't even go anywhere near Pittsburgh. So, you know, obviously those routes aren't going to make it in. Also, I don't know if you guys have seen, but I created a second YouTube channel just titled Justin Winslow. That's why this channel is now Justin's Aviation. But if you go over there, I'll put a link in the description. I uploaded a second YouTube video, different kind of video, like what I spend in a week as a 17-year-old. So if you're interested, go ahead, check that out. I put in a link. But anyways, there's nothing really else, so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.